everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be updating you guys on my finished 19 in 2019, and boy do I have a lot of empties to finally show you guys after 7 months. I'm like, wow, has it really been 7 months on working on these products? Yep. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the items that I have finished off. So the first things first, the exciting thing I finished off was my Daisy Eau de Toilette perfume. This is all gone. She's been done for a while, honestly, so I've been using other perfumes. I even still have like the lotion left, like the little perfume lotion that I'm trying to use up currently. It was great while I had her. It definitely reminds me of like a certain time in my life, but I don't think I'd personally repurchase it just because I don't find that the Daisy perfumes last very long. You know, they last like 2 hours tops, and then after that it kind of just disappears. I mean, it is an eau de toilette, so that means it's not going to last as long as an eau de parfum, just because it's not as concentrated, but it's always going to bring me back to a certain point in my life. Like, even though I like used like more than half of it up because there was more than halfway left, it's just going to remind me of a different point in time than like this point in time that I used it. But she is done, even though like the packaging is gorgeous, and I'm just glad to have another perfume out of my collection. I also finished the Wet n Wild setting spray. I always forget to include these in these videos, but I made sure this time to include it. You know, I wasn't like that much of a fan of it. I miss it now that I don't use it in the sense of like a setting spray, but I didn't particularly love this one. It didn't quite sting my skin, but it did leave a very like weird feeling. So the Wet n Wild setting spray is probably not something I would ever come across, but you know, I'm glad I was able to use it. I wish if it just didn't leave that weird feeling on my skin. It's probably one that I would purchase all over again. This is an exciting one, you guys. I finished the MAC lipstick in Speed Dial. Oh, there's my little sheet of like how much I had. So if I roll it up, it is up to the plastic. I could probably like try to use like that little bit, but as you can see, it's to the plasticky part. I've used enough of this to like where I don't feel like I need to keep like using it. This is done for me. If I put it up against the little paper that I've had, there was like so much product, and now it's all done. So I'm very like proud of myself for finishing a lipstick. I have a lot of lip products, and it's one of the items I have the most trouble finishing, just because I tend to forget to reapply after like I go out. So like I'll go out and I'll put it on once, kind of forget to put it on the rest of the day, like right after I eat. So the fact that I was able to finish another lipstick and not lose it when it was only like had a little bit of nub left is a great feeling. I also use this up by using it as a cream blush, so I would just put it on the back of my hand and just dab it on my cheeks, and I think that's what really helped the product go. Other than that, if I wouldn't have used it that way, it definitely would still be kicking around and still have quite a bit left to go. So I'm gonna put this in my back to MAC pile, which is like non-existent anymore because I did redeem the back to MAC stuff I had, just so I'm not carrying around trash. And I just, since I don't need like anything, I got lipsticks for my mama, so I'm sure she'll really appreciate that once I give it to her. So this I thought was done. This is the Dior Air Flash foundation. I thought this was done because like when I was using this consistently, it wouldn't spray anymore, but now that it's been sitting just waiting for me to do the update, I feel like product ended up gathering and it's spraying a little bit more, and there's still liquid in here. So I don't know what to do. Like, I had considered it done, and now there's product again. I don't know if I want to consider this done or not, because I feel like I could probably get a week's use out of it, but this product is just so finicky. It doesn't, you can only wear it for a couple of hours and then it doesn't look good anymore, unless I just like put it on a bare face and don't do anything to it, which is how I feel like it looks the best, because I do feel like the longer you wear it, the worse it gets. So I don't know. I might keep it around till like I actually move, but I think after that I'm just gonna throw it away. So whenever I just have to go out real quick, just spray some on, just use it like that, because it is kind of a little bit pale now that I'm getting a little bit of sun. But you know, this was done when I considered this done, but now it's not done. So we're just gonna consider it done for the sake of this video, and then I'll just use it until I move, because there's really wasn't like anything, and now there's like product in here, and I'm just like, no, I thought you were done already. But yeah, I'm gonna consider it done for the sake of this video, just because it's not a great product anymore. So, and I don't know if it was like due to age or it's just not being like an amazing product. So yeah, let's move on to the things that I'm still working on. So because I thought the foundation was finished, I started using my Yves Rocher foundation, and I haven't used that much of it. So if I do this, this is where it was like the beginning of this project, and I've only been using it up to here. It is still a little too dark for me just to use on its own. I'm not like tan yet to use this. I have a lot of bronzer on and you know, it's tan here, but it's a little too dark for me, so I have been mixing it. I feel like once I get to like the tan level to be able to use this every day, I think it'll go by really fast. I mean, I got this like last year, and I used it for a couple of months, and I went through it because it's a very liquidy product, so you do need a lot of it to like cover your face. So I feel like with one more like beach session, I feel like I'll be tan enough to use this. And of course, I mean beach session with sunscreen, because I mean, if I hadn't been using sunscreen, then I'd be probably dark enough for it. But we gotta protect yourself from skin cancer and aging. This is the Yves Rocher, the mask. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. I want to say they're still like halfway through the product. I do think I can finish this by my next update. It's okay. I've kind of been using it to hydrate this area because it is fragrance. However, my neck has been getting sensitive in one patch, so I haven't been using it for that much. Or like, I don't use it that much like as I was, just because I'm getting like little eczema patches here and there, and my skin's just being extra sensitive right now, and I haven't really figured out what the reason is. But I felt like, you know, I don't think it's this, because if not, the whole like décolletage and like neck area would be very sensitive as well. But yeah, that's how I've been using it. Steady progress with that. I think I can probably finish it by the next update. My YSL lip and tint oil, because I've been using the MAC lipstick, I haven't been giving this one that much attention, but I opened the product and I looked down once it was all settled, and it looks like it's about to right there. So that's still like quite a bit of product to go through. And because of the packaging, it's opaque, I can't really see how much is left, but it is starting to get really janky. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but like all the coloring is like coming off, and then down here as well, the silver is coming off. So now that I'm done with all the other lip products, I can finally focus on this one and use it up. Especially because it's like glossy and it's great. I don't even think I put on lip product for this video. Wow, I totally sucked at that. I'm just gonna put this on. I only had chapstick. I totally forgot to like put on lip color. At least now my lips are glossy, but with like a pink hue. So it's just gloss is just like lipstick. It's so easy for me to just dab, but like because it's a lip oil and it's like glossy, it's just really hard for me to remember to use it. I still have my Milani brow wax. It's getting a lot smaller, as you guys can see. If I put it up to the little card, that's definitely getting really janky. I used about that much up from it. Yeah, so good progress. A lot more progress than like in the beginning, because I have been using it more. But I still have quite a bit to go, especially because you can use this a lot before you have to sharpen it, because it is a wax and you don't need that much wax on your brows. But I'm enjoying it nonetheless, so it's probably going to take me, honestly, the rest of the year to probably finish it up. And then I have my Rimmel eyeliner. This is like the update where I've done the most progress on this, just because I feel like the product is drying out a little bit more, and I find myself sharpening it a lot more. So as you can see, there is that much progress in between there. Like I said, again, I feel like this product's drying out more, and I don't want to tug at my eyes that much, so I feel like every time I use it and it gets like eyeshadow on it, I have to sharpen it off. which is what's making it go by faster. But I don't complain because at least I'm getting the use out of the product, even from like drugstore products. I mean, that's totally okay. And now I guess we'll talk about the products that it is impossible to see progress on. So since I stopped using the Dior Air Flash, I've been using my Hourglass powder a lot more, just because the Hourglass powder and the Dior Air Flash didn't look good together. It would just pick up a lot of like the dryness underneath my eyes that the Dior Air Flash tend to leave. So I am using this a lot more. It is starting to get a little bit more like porous as I'm like digging my brush into it, but I don't see signs of like hitting pan soon because I am just using it in like the under triangle part of my eye, and that's the only area I really like put it. Maybe sometimes on the tip of my nose, but oh, I forgot the highlighter. That's what I forgot to grab, which I'll grab in a second. My Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Again, I don't think I'm going to be finishing these items by the end of the year. Maybe I can hit pan on this. I don't know. It's quite dark, but I found myself being able to use it more as, again, I'm starting to get a little bit of more sun, but yeah, I don't know why I decided to put so many like hard products in this project. My Chanel Tan de Soleil bronzer. I'm using her. I'm enjoying her, especially like during the summer. It's my favorite time to use it. As you can see, there is that dip going on, and every now and then I do find myself having to scrape off the product because a lot of like fuzzies from like the brush or just like being exposed gets into it, and yeah, don't see myself going through this either. As well as my MAC blush in Peaches. I feel like I've seen no visible progress in this for as much as I use it. I wanted to hit pan on this by the end of the year. You guys, I don't think that's gonna happen. And let me go ahead and grab my Anastasia highlighter. And this is what she looks like. Also find myself having to scrape off layers of this highlighter, which I've mentioned before because it tends to get hard pan a lot, but I don't see myself hitting. I probably will hit pan on this item first before anything else because I am constantly having to scrape off product off the top to get the highlight to show up, but I think I can finish this towards the end of the year, but you know, the end of the year is not here yet. Like, I still have August and September and October and November and December. I still have 5 months. I still have 5 months left. I think I can finish this in that time, especially, again, if I'm constantly scraping product off the top. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. And I don't know if I want to add in products because I feel like, aside from the little, like, pencil products and, like, the foundation, like, a lot of these powder products are going to, like, they're gonna be boring updates. Just be like, still haven't done anything with this. Like, still haven't finished this. Still haven't like even like made a dent in this. This is like never ending. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find products that I want to include to try to add this in this project. So I've decided to add another lipstick. I know, who am I? Like, what? It is a mini lipstick, so that's why I feel like okay in putting this one in. It is the Marc Jacobs lipstick in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I think we did get this as a Sephora birthday gift a couple years ago, and then I think they started to do like the leftovers as freebies. So this is how much lipstick is in here. So, you know, that's why I think this is a little more doable to finish, considering how long it takes me to finish lipsticks. So I'm just gonna like you know, challenge myself to use up another one, even though it's a little mini, that way so I don't feel very overwhelmed on trying to finish up another full-size lipstick, because that definitely can happen. So I made a new, like, on my janky ass paper, I made a new marking for this. So if I put it, where am I trying to put this? I think it's like right there. So if I put it to the side, the very tippity top is right there where that purple line is. So I'm really working just like this portion. Again, I do think this is very doable to finish, and I want to add something so these updates don't become too boring, since I do have a lot of like the powder products. They're a little bit more harder to use up. And so I have another lipstick to work for and get out of my collection. Last but not least, I'm going to be adding another concealer into this year-long project pan. So I'm going to be adding my MAC Pro Longer concealer. I have used quite a bit of it, and it is the concealer I'm currently using. using, so might as well add it into the project. So I am about to down here, about to where it says like prolong wear. It hasn't quite settled yet because I did lay it down, but when I shine a light, it's about to right there. So again, something easy to use. This says that it has like a 6-month expiration date, and let me tell you, like, this is like 2-3 years old. I've been using it, hasn't been causing any problems. It doesn't look like wonky, so that's why I've really been focused on using it up and then just back to macking it again. Once I finish this, now I will have 2 items in my back to mac thing. Because again, I did recently cash it all in. So yeah, that is the last item I'm going to be adding. I tend to do these updates every 2 months just because it's enough time to get progress through these products. So now that I have 2 like easier products that I know I can finish up in the year, just so my updates are a little bit more interesting, since the big bulk of this is basically powders that might or might not be finished by the end of the year. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye.